currently 4:04 and Zora and I are heading out of camp bright and early as promised. A little bit later than I was hoping to, but I hit snooze one time because 3:30 seemed a little too early. So here we are, ready to leave. Everything's all packed up and we're gonna go to Planet Fitness first. Pop-Tart time. I haven't had a Pop-Tart in so long. S'mores, the best. I forgot how confusing it is to try and get to this Planet Fitness if you don't know exactly where it's at. Also, as I pull up here, I am remembering why this Planet Fitness is lower on my Planet Fitness favorites, and that is because the shower almost never has hot water. So there's that. Cold showers for everybody this morning. Made it. Oh heck yeah. Look at this spot. That's some good juju right there. As you can see, I braved the shower. It was not that bad. It was actually not any worse than it was in 2020 when I worked in Flagstaff and used this shower for 2 months. It was just as warm. Very much lukewarm, but it was not ice cold, so I take that as a win. Have to get the sweaty clothes and the wet towel out before they start to get all mildewy in the bag. It's very bright. So here's the game plan. I am going to feed Zora and then go upload the YouTube video that I have to upload for a brand. It's going to work out perfectly because it's just about 7 o'clock, which is the time that I always feed Zora and usually the time that she wakes up. So I'm going to feed Zora. She has to rest for about 2 hours after she's fed so that she doesn't get canine bloat. So it's gonna work out quite nicely. Oh my goodness. I'm making you good soup here. Here you go, free. Oh, being very delicate this morning. Alright, so I plugged my slow charger into the Goal Zero because it's on 1%. And as you can see, it would take 11 hours to charge this thing fully. What I am going to do is let that run while I'm at the coffee shop for about an hour. I'm going to leave the car on so that it gets us enough charge to make it to our next stop, where hopefully we can find a park with an electrical outlet. At least that's the plan. We'll see if it works. Look at that. It's my lucky day. Pay to park starts at 9 a.m. and it is only 7:30 So we're just gonna leave this here and lock it up. I can leave it running and have it locked as long as I manually lock it. It locks all the doors. I get a lot of questions about how I leave the dog in the car in areas that are warm, and it's not warm right now. It's plenty cool for her to stay in the car without it running, but if it is warm, then I will just turn on the car and leave it running and try and park it in some shade to help keep it even cooler. But I've never had an issue with it turning off, and it doesn't auto shut off if you lock it manually, so I don't have to worry about that either. Fire Creek. May I get a 16-ounce iced Americano, please, with room for cream and sugar?
And if you need any lighter sugars, we're going to start.
Awesome, thank you. I don't know if this is going to be a good spot, but I just pulled over on a random road and we're going to see if this provides an appropriate zoom location for the moose. Flash floods, fallen trees, rocks, and debris. Gotta look out for that debris. Okay, I found a spot suitable for the moose zooms. Hello, little one. Free. Yay, good moose. Go. Oh, how fun. Good job, moose. Okay, out. Ready? Sit. You get a little confused on that, did you? Yes. Good job! Oh, you got some extras on that one. We are on the road again. It is about 10 in the morning now, and I got my work done. Not all of it, but some of it, the important stuff. I got my video uploaded, and I got some editing done. And Zora got her Zoom in, and we have a 4.5-hour drive ahead of us to Durango to go complete the side quest that my dad has asked us to do. The beautiful thing about Durango is that it's only about an hour south of Silverton, which means coffee bear trip, square burrito time. It's gonna be super good. That coffee shop will forever rank #1. Well, maybe #2, because I really enjoy the Buena Vista Roastery, but I think Coffee Bear is more unique in terms of setting. I am currently on res land, and there are all sorts of little markets along the highway. It's really cool. Here's another one. I just passed one a second ago. Look at that wind go. We're almost to a new town. How about that? You look like just a puppy. It's just a puppers. Just stopped for some fuel, but I can't let Zora out because there's some res dogs wandering around this gas station, and they came up to me a few times already, so I can't let her out of the car right now. But I'm hoping to find another stop here in a little bit. I'm gonna give her a bone to chew on in the meantime, and we're gonna keep going. Good news, bad news. Good news, I changed our route a little bit, so we're going to get there faster. Bad news, I can't find anywhere to stop. I have been looking for a road that does not lead to people's houses or a neighborhood for the past 20 minutes, and I have found nothing. All right, we're gonna stop at this gas station and I'm at least going to let her out to go to the bathroom, and hopefully there's no dogs here. It looks good. No, there's a dog. There's a random dog. There are random dogs everywhere. Okay, so we're not going to the gas station. We're just gonna come over here. There are literally dogs everywhere here. I'm just gonna let the moose snoof around for as long as she wants. The doggos are looking at us. I can't not give you something. There's some banana. Here you go. Right here. Look. Right there. There you go. I gave them some banana. We'll see if they like it. Goodbye to the res dogs. It's kind of sad leaving them, but I know that people are taking care of them because they are kind of chunky. That one's going back for the banana. That's good. New Mexico! And not even a mile later. Welcome to Colorado. It wouldn't be right if I just drove on by. Of course we gotta stop at the Loves. This is new. My goodness. Check it out. I got a whole bunch of nugget ice while I was in there. I love munching on ice, and I know that that pains some people, but not me. Ah, good soup. This is delicious. The home stretch. We're almost there, little one. Pilot to co-pilot. It's time to complete the side quest. We have made it to Durango. Hopefully this goes fast, because I have a hike to do with the moose. We are heading to the rock yard. I got the goods. He wanted some rocks. I got him rocks. They're beautiful. The side quest is complete. I have secured my dad's very important stones. They are indeed very important, so I'm glad that I was able to get those for him, and it was actually a lot of fun searching for the perfect ones. And now it's time to give Moose all the snoofs that she desires. I got my Tritos, which she has yet to figure out, but she's going to be thrilled about, and we're gonna have a good time for the rest of the evening before we continue east. It was a long day of travel. You did good, kid. I'm glad you had a couple of days before we did that, though. Good. We're trying to be brave right now, but she's not sure. She wants to be brave. She's just a little nervous about this bridge. Moose, you're doing so good. She's like, sorry, Mom, can't look, I'm focused. I'm doing a big focus. Oh, someone's doing a good job, Moose. Yeah, it's a good moose. Oh, yeah, that's a good girl. Oh, yeah, there we go. Good job. Surfus. Good. See if we can find the water. Going on an adventure. Come on. She's so excited. I love how careful she is. She knows to pay attention to where she puts her feet. Good job, Moose. Off trail. Down. Down. Good. Good girl. Good. Good. You want to know something crazy? For as much as it seemed like we walked yesterday and not today, I have more steps today than I do from yesterday. Look where we're at, Moose. We made it. All right, on to our camp spot of the evening. None other than the Walmart parking lot. I looked up the nearest wild camping and the closest spot was 40 minutes away, 17 miles, and I think that's a little far given Zora and I's energy levels right now. This Walmart to me feels a little bit sketchy, but I will say that there are always a ton of other people there, and the nights that I have stayed, I haven't had any issues. So I know it's a safe bet, and I could use a safe bet right now. So that's what we're doing. Also, I really need to wash my hands right now. Like, they are covered in dog treats. And all of the dog treats that I cut up yesterday, gone. They are no more. There are already people here. Probably some people who have been here for a minute, would be my guess. This is a patrolled lot, and they ask that everybody parks on this end. So anybody parked over there is gonna have to move. I'm gonna run in though and wash my hands really quick and maybe buy a few things just to feel better about camping here. It's my purchase in. That's what I get for trying to discreetly film and check out at the same time. Look how clean! So fresh and so clean! Smoothies in the Walmart parking lot. So it's just people watching. I am almost 100% sure that it was either this spot or the spot right next to me that I made s'mores in like 3 years ago. Oh, I got a smoothie in my hair. That was when I still had the build in the 4RUNNER. And just like 6 months after I'd gotten on the road. September of 21. Woo! It's been a minute since then. Tell me your dog doesn't give a crap about environments that are slightly chaotic. There's cars coming in from this direction all the time, passing right by us. There was one that went through this not road opening a second ago, and Zora's just over here munching on her bone. That is what doing nothing or very little in busy environments does for a dog. It's so good for them to just hang out and not be concerned with what's going on around them. Don't misunderstand that as Zora's not paying attention. If something happens, she's not going to react. She will. If somebody comes over here and tries to talk to me, she's going to perk up. But whenever I'm just hanging out, she just hangs out. It's so good for a dog to do stuff like this. More people should just go sit in parking lots with their dogs. I stand by that. It is no surprise that I love Kodiak cake mix. I bought 3 the other day because they were on really good sale, but I don't really have space to store 3 of them, so I'm going to combine them all into one giant gallon bag. The other reason I'm doing this is because you notice how much air is in these bags? A lot. And air takes up space. So I need to get rid of that. I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping right now. Waiting for the sun to go down a little bit more so I can put my RTD up, because I don't want to put it up too early to where they're like, you're gonna have to leave. I'm also on the opposite side of the lot right now. The side that I said that we aren't allowed to camp on, because I don't want to go over to the main side too early. All right, there you go. That is 3 things of Kodiak cake mix put into a gallon bag. Why is this so much more than I expected? All right, The thing about road life is that you end up bouncing around a lot, especially if you travel like myself, where I don't enjoy sitting on national forest land for a week at a time or 2 weeks at a time. I am now heading back to the park because whenever I got back to the park after the walk, there was some guy sitting out of his truck just kind of enjoying the view, and I didn't want to interrupt nor sit there while he was sitting 10 feet from me. So I left and went to the Walmart. But the thing is, after I got to the Walmart and did everything I needed to do, feed the dog, feed myself, I still had time and I still had light. So we are now back at the park once again because I'm going to get a little workout in before we lose all this light. This is also heightened by the fact that I cannot stand just sitting in my car playing on my phone. Some people can do that, I cannot. I have almost no screen time on the road because I am constantly moving or doing something. And this is just a prime example of how if I was at home, I'd just go plop on a couch and wait till bed, but I'm not at home. I'm in my car and it's not quite as comfortable. So here we are getting a little workout in instead. I'm going to also let the moose out again, but I don't know if she's kind of tired. She's kind of a snoozy gal. Can you lay down? That's what I thought. Good job. Woo! All right, that is done. I did 100 squats, 100 walking lunges, and 50 push-ups because my arms are kind of sore from yesterday. Not that that's any excuse, but I did a few. So 50 it is. We are now on our way to Maverick because guess what? My hands are dirty again. It's the little things like that that you take for granted in everyday life, that as soon as you move on the road, you realize how much you actually appreciate those things. Like just being able to walk to the sink and wash your hands. I am going to go drive 2 miles to the Maverick and do just that. Guess what? My night has been made. I don't have to stay at the sketchy Walmart. I get to stay here because Maverick company policy is that you're allowed to stay at a Maverick for an evening. So we will be staying here tonight. It's going to be a fantastic night because this is definitely a much better part of town. There's like nothing up here except I think some neighborhoods, but I didn't pass anything on the way to this. I wish I could express to you how excited I am. Like, it's these little things on the road that just make your heart sing. For time reference, it is hold on 8:37. It's been a long day. We're gonna go over and see if there's an area in the semi side that we can kind of sneak to that's not going to impede the truck drivers, but I don't really want to stay on this side. I will, but I don't want to stay on the auto side because there is it's just a little bit sloped and it's also much more in the thick of things. So we're gonna find a different spot if we can. I don't think that there's going to be a good spot over here. Yeah, there's not enough spots. Okay, so we are not going to park up here. We are going back to the auto side. Probably not where I want to be because it's right up front. We're gonna go over here with the other van and park in that spot just to the left of the light pole, and it's going to be fantastic. Actually, or haha, look at these. These are pretty level. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. This is such a niche thing to do, but I have to park on the very right side of the parking spot because of my ladder. If I don't give myself enough space on the left side where my ladder is, then somebody could park on the opposite side of me and it could end badly because I wouldn't be able to get out in the morning. But I also feel like if I park in this spot, then I'm going to be way too close to that van. So I'm going to give them just a little bit of distance and we're gonna park right here. I also want to leave plenty of spots on this side so people can go into the convenience store really easily. Welcome to the abode for the evening. Hi, can I come join you? Hi, Smosh. Hi. She said, oh, this is my spot. I hope you find your own. I got you your own pillow. How about you go lay on that one? Can you scooch over there? Can you do a scooch? Go over there. Come on, this is a good spot over here. This is a good spot. You really not gonna move? All right, so since Zora is taking up this part of the bed, I'm going to sleep in this part of the bed. Okay. All right, another day done. It was a busy one. It started at 4 a.m. in Flagstaff and ended at 9 in Durango. What a day. It's a big mood. I wish somebody was here to scratch my head. Why does I have to fall asleep? Good night. I am going to regret saying that. Please don't comment anything weird.